I should be working, but you caught me catching up on some celebrity gossip. Now, unfortunately, the reading passages just aren't as exciting as Lindsay Lohan's latest shenanigans. But the more you know about them, the easier they'll be to tackle on test day. In this episode, we're going to talk about a few things. First of all, the instructions for the reading section. Then we'll cover the format of the reading section. And then we'll talk about the passage types. It's really important to know about the instructions and format ahead of time. So let's take a look at the instructions and format of the reading section. Here are the instructions. On this test, you'll have 35 minutes to read 4 passages and answer 40 questions, 10 questions per passage. Each set of 10 questions appears directly after the relevant passage. You should select the answer choice that best answers the question. There is no time limit for work on the individual passages, so you can move freely between the passage and refer to each passage as often as you'd like. Let's talk about the length of the passages. Each of the passages is about 750 words long, and if you're trying to get an idea of how long that is, that's about the length of a People magazine article. Now, sadly, these passages are not that entertaining, but they're the same length as what you would see in People or some magazine like that. Each passage is followed by 10 questions of mixed difficulty, and they're 35 minutes for 40 questions and 4 passages. Think for a second about how crazy that is. 35 minutes to read 4 really long, really boring passages, and then answer 10 questions on each one. So on reading, pacing and practice is everything. Make sure to watch the episodes that we've got about things like pacing, how to best prepare, reading the passages. We have really good strategies for how to answer the questions, how to guess. But in this episode, we're just going to do a quick overview of the passages and the question types you'll see on the reading section. So as we talked about, you'll have 4 passages, and the cool thing about reading is that they'll always show up in the same exact order. You've always got prose fiction, then social science, then humanities, and then natural science each time. This will get really important when we talk about pacing later. It's cool to know that they're always in the same order and you'll know what to expect. Prose fiction, by the way, is the only fiction passage you'll see on the test. So prose is actually, in my opinion, the most interesting one. It kind of feels like you're just sitting around reading a book. It's just an excerpt from a novel, maybe a short story, and the passages usually focus on plot and characters. And the corresponding questions will also be things about the plot, the character, character